Gon, tell us more about the downtown project, what it will consist of and what the goals are.
Yeah, so the downtown project in general consists of a lot of different projects and initiatives coming together with the ultimate goal of just making our downtown more accessible, safe, friendly for all folks who live in Brantford. The downtown streetscaping environmental assessment specifically, which is my main project, is going to be looking at doing a study, very thorough, about all the different aspects of downtown, the streetscaping, the underground infrastructure, the above ground infrastructure. So we're going to be looking at things like underground utility placements, sewage, storm drains, those types of things, as well as anything from, the placement of wayfinding signage, street furniture like the benches that you see outside, the planters, the types of trees that are going up.
So it's going to get into a lot of detail.
Yeah, it's very detailed.
Very detailed. Now, some people have been very concerned about the cost.
Yeah.
And is it necessary we do this? And if it is, why?
Yeah, so it is necessary to do this. It is a legislated requirement by the provincial government, actually, that any big undertaking like this, where we may require infrastructure improvements, either upgrading infrastructure or creating new infrastructure in a city, it does have to be approved through an environmental assessment process that is managed by the provincial government.
Right, so this is part of an environmental assessment, which absolutely must be done whenever you have a large project like this. So, and this is part of the environmental assessment.
Yes, we're not allowed to do any work on the downtown for this project without doing the environmental assessment first, because, the assessment looks not only at the different options that exist, but it will look at things specifically like cultural heritage. I know that's also a concern for the community. We're going to be looking at, the best way forward for traffic management. So all of these technical studies, as well as community feedback, are going to come together and inform these decisions.
We'll be looking at one-way streets, two-way streets? Yeah,
that's definitely going to be a consideration, is the road configuration, the best way to reconfigure the roads, whether I don't know what it's actually going to be. We don't know. There's just options right now. As part of the EA process, one of the options is the do nothing approach. So it could very well be that it's recommended to not change anything.
So it could be wider sidewalks. It could be bike lanes.
Certainly.
Because what it will do is look at who is traveling through the downtown and who is going to the downtown, and how best to handle that. And not just what's happening now, but what the downtown is going to look like 10, 20 years from now, and making sure we have the infrastructure for that.
Yeah. So really what we're focused on is improving accessibility, safety, walkability. We're going to be looking at, the active transportation network. Something I'm hearing from folks is we need bike lanes. Well, in order to put in bike lanes, we need to study the impact that it's going to cause. So there's a lot of different things we're going to be looking at.
Yeah, and the other thing that people don't realize, that what's underneath the road is very important. And what we have underneath the roads downtown is a very old infrastructure. And it in order to see the kind of development that we want in our downtown, that infrastructure needs to be upgraded, because it cannot, in its current condition, handle the anticipated growth. And that's a large part of this that people will not see. But what they'll see, though, is more development in the downtown, because we'll have the water system, the utility system, the sewer system that can handle that growth. So what area is this study going to look at, and will it look at everything, the buildings included?
Okay.
So the actual study area as defined in this environmental assessment, we're actually standing on one edge of it. It includes Colborne and Dalhousie Street, starting from Brant Avenue and ICOM Drive, extending all the way to the junction where the two streets meet and become one Colborne Street. So in addition to those two main streets, it's also going to be focusing on the latter streets as well. So the north and south streets, including, Brant Avenue from that section between Colborne and Dalhousie, King Street, Queen Street, Charlotte Street, Market Street, Clarence Street. So all of those streets in between are also going to be looked at.
So many.
Will the study look at all the buildings?
So this particular study is about the streetscape in particular, not the buildings themselves. So those are the responsibility of the property owners for their property maintenance. We're talking about the actual streets themselves, the sidewalks, places where there might be bike racks, bike lanes, parking, lanes, all that sort of stuff.
But I was mentioning earlier that it'll also hopefully give us a theme for downtown, and that'll help builders and owners of properties as they redevelop their buildings or raise new buildings, that they'll hopefully the theme of their building will fit into the theme of the new downtown.
I mean, it's just the way things ebb and flow. If you make changes to the streets and the streetscapes, the businesses are going to want to adapt and they're going to want to be a part of it. And it's really great. It's, you know, it's like when you go with COVID-19, for example, so many people have been home and the landscape of our community has transformed as people have taken the landscaping projects out front of their home. And our neighborhoods, some of them are more beautiful than they have ever been.
Well, let's stick to the downtown, okay?
The downtown is also more beautiful than it has ever been, in my opinion.
All right. Okay, let's
Yeah.
go on to the next stop.
Okay.